your anchor for today's meeting. You're welcome to the YSN Lagos Scholarship Clinic 2.0, and this is brought to you by the YSN Scholarship Committee. So today, our theme for the webinar is Scholarship Clinic 2.0. We had the first edition sometime in 2022, and it was an amazing session. The recording is still on our YouTube page, and you can as well make reference to it. So today we'll be examining 3 different sub-themes, and the first will be how to write compelling essay, CV, mails and SOPs, scholarship opportunities for geo-specialization fields, and also requirements and evaluation for some scholarship. I believe scholarships are leverages to enable us to fulfill our dreams or to enable us to further our career. So today we are bringing to you 3 speakers, all of which are YSN members and they are in diaspora. So the first speaker is going to be Savio Elias Adeniro, followed by Ms. Saka Zainab and Mr. Waid Ridwan. So you're welcome once again. I hope you pay rapt attention as each session promises to be value-packed and promises to be a highly resourceful session. So right about now, I'm going to hand over to the chair lady of the scholarship committee, in person of Ms. Vera Bojo. Ms. Vera, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, you can come in now, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm supposed to put on my camera, but I'm still on my way home, so I'm close by though. Can you all hear me, please?
We can hear you. Go on.
Okay. My name is Iriboji Vera Ojilobaje. I'm privileged to be the chairperson of the scholarship committee. Like you all know, I don't know if we all know, this webinar is powered by the YSN Lagos Scholarship Committee. And a lot of us might just be hearing about the committee for the first time. So I would like to go through the objectives of this committee. One of the objectives of the committee is to host webinar, of which we're having a scholarship clinic today, to review applications for members. So we also help members who wants to apply for scholarships to review their applications. You can always reach out to the scholarship committee for that. Please disturb us with reviewing of your applications. We help you with that. We have people that we can approach to help us research. Also, to provide reference and recommendation letters to members. So if you're having any scholarship offer and you want the YSN Lagos to help you with a recommendation letter, you come through the scholarship committee too. We're willing to assist you at any point in time. I think some members reached out to us in February and we assisted them with it also. So one of our objectives also is to seek sponsorship for scholarship. Like now, the scholarship committee is seriously planning on getting scholarship for our students in Lagos Polytechnic and Yaba Polytechnic and Yaba College of Technology rather, and University of Lagos, the Surveying and the Informatics department. So the committee is planning on getting scholarship. We'll let the whole house know in due time, the network know about the scholarship process. And if you know you are in this webinar, you could also help us with sponsorship, or you know someone who can reach out to for the sponsorship of the scholarship, please let us know. Feel free to reach any of the committee members. Then our objective also is to seek is to offer other necessary support for sponsorship applications. Like I said earlier, if they are going for putting in for any of the scholarship, you can always reach out to us if you need an advice and the likes. So this webinar is actually put together for we as a network. I believe those that are into this scholarship stuff, they know if they're bringing this kind of clinic to you, you pay nothing less than 50,000 naira for it, if I'm correct. Please, can you hear me? Hope I'm not talking to myself.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, if I'm correct, you pay nothing less than 50K for this scholarship clinic, but it's entirely free, powered by YSN Lagos. So I want us to pay 100% attention to this, please. And all our speakers have been brought. We appreciate you all. Even within the short notice, they're able to answer to our call. Kindly. Hello, is it my network?
We can hear you.
Somewhere, can you hear me? Okay. So if you have any questions for the speaker at the end of the webinar, you can always ask them questions. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vera, for that wonderful introduction.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
So right about now, we are about to bring in our first speaker for today, and he's going to be speaking on scholarship opportunity for geospecialization fields. So to do justice to that, Mr. Olamide Aboaba, a member of the YSN Lagos Scholarship Committee, is going to be reading his profile. Olamide, can you hear me? Olamide,
yes,
are you there?
Yes, Samuel, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, you can come in right away.
All right. So yeah, the question here now is, who is Elias Adediran? And does he have what it takes to talk to us about scholarship opportunities today? Here you have it. Elias Adediran is an ocean engineering PhD student and graduate research assistant at the University of New Hampshire Center for Coastal and Ocean Mapping. He received his National Diploma with Distinction and a first-class Bachelor of Science degree in Surveying and Geoinformatics from Yaba College of Technology and University of Lagos. After graduation, he joined Fishes Offshore Limited as a hydrographic surveyor or a data processor, where he participated in various surface and subsurface positioning and geophysical survey project campaigns in the Gulf of Guinea for oil and gas exploration and development projects. Elias recently completed his master's degree in ocean engineering, ocean mapping at UNH, during which he has achieved the prestigious FIG, IHO, and ICA Category A certification. Elias has received several scholarships and participated in scientific expeditions in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. Among his other accomplishments, his present PhD research is an expansion of his master thesis, which focuses on improving the quality of bathymetry in the US through the NOAA National Bathymetric Source Program. In Elias' free time, he enjoys spending time with his beloved wife and son, Fatima and Ahmed. He also enjoys reading the Quran and reciting Arabic poems. Please meet our own speaker, Elias Adediran.
Survey Elias, you're welcome to the webinar. I know you can hear me and you can come in right away. So we're privileged to have you. Welcome, sir.
So much. Can you all see me? Okay.
We can see you.
Yeah, I want to be sure that my camera is nicely placed. Okay, let's save it. I think this is better.
You can centralize it a bit. You can centralize it. Okay, you're good to go, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Can I share my screen, please?
Okay. Mr. Samuel, please give him the right to share screen.
Give me a minute, please.
Okay. So Velas, you have about 20 minutes for your presentation, sir. Thank you.
Can you share now?
Can you see?
All right.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can,
Yes,
sir.
we can.
Yeah, I want to be sure which one are you seeing? Is it the whole full screen?
No, the full screen, exactly.
Okay, the whole full screen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, I think there's something on my screen. Anyways, I think that does not really matter. So good day, everyone. It is morning for us here in the US, and I know, like, I'm talking to us like we are in the evening, and probably people are also joining from other parts of the world. So good day, everyone. I think that's a better way to start. And I would like to thank Olamide for the nice introduction, and also the YSN Scholarship Committee for putting this together and also inviting me. And a big shout out to YSN Lagos, the leadership of YSN Lagos, for all the excellent work they've been doing. It's something very amazing. So they should keep it up. And so I've been told to discuss scholarship opportunities for geospecialization fields. But I think this is a bit limiting to discuss scholarship opportunities only. So because of that, I've slightly modified the topic to be funding opportunities for graduate studies in geospecialization fields. And we'll get to see that as we go through the webinar, why I changed it from just scholarship opportunities to funding opportunities for graduate studies. So, like, to the YSN Scholarship Committee, please apologies if this offended you, but I think this will be good, and you all agree with me at the end of the presentation. So, and I know I have 20 minutes to do this, so let me just look at my time. So I think I started about 11:15, so I should be ending. Oh yeah, that's my own time. Yes, sorry. So I'll be ending about 11:35, so that I can keep my eyes on the time. So quickly, this is going to be the overview of this presentation. I'll start by looking at the importance of funding for graduate studies, and like, what does it even matter? Then types of funding opportunities that are available, like especially for us in geospecialization fields, strategies for finding these funding opportunities, and how do we even apply for them. Then we'll talk about some research interests and programs like in geospecializations, and how do we position ourselves for graduate scholarship, especially people like those of us that are still in the university or even in the polytechnic, or even recent graduate, and just a bit of general tips, and can take questions. So, like, why does funding even matters? I think recently, from most of my conversations with potential graduate students, I've seen that, like, some of us, we tend to put ourselves into unnecessary debts, or, like, I'll say, financial burden because of graduate studies. But personally, I don't think this is worth it. Like, trying to self-sponsor yourself for graduate studies, because especially if you are not financially buoyant, this is really, and yeah, this is my own personal opinion, because you are coming to graduate school to contribute to body of knowledge, and also help these research institutions to carry out their research. So it is something that should be mutually beneficial. So as you are helping them to carry out their research, also, like, they should also sponsor your scholar, they should sponsor your education. So like, I don't see why one should, like, if you are financially buoyant, then it's okay. You can pay out of pocket, which I know, like, especially for us, like, from Nigeria, and these scholarships are like, they are really, really expensive. So I don't think it's something that I would advise anyone to do. And these are some of my reasons why, like, funding is important, because it helps you to reduce financial burden. It reduces, like, the financial burden on you, and it gives you access to state-of-the-art facilities, laboratory, and research opportunities. And the one I think it's probably the most important, it enables you to focus on your studies and research while you are in graduate school. Because some people, like, if you don't have funding as you are trying to work and you're trying to study, I don't think that's a good thing. Like, coming to graduate school, it's a lot of work on its own. So it's better to, kind of have that total concentration so that you can get the best out of it. And of course, it enhances your career prospect, because even getting scholarship in its own, or like, getting funding in its own, it's a big thing. So like, you like, it's something that one would definitely be proud of. And of course, like, it provides you like a lot of networking opportunities. So like, what are really the types of funding opportunities, like especially in graduate schools? Yeah, like the committee puts it up, like scholarship, which is one. Then we can also have assistantship, we can have fellowship, and we can have grants. So what I'm going to do is we try to take this one by one and break them down, and try to talk about what they are, their types, and where can even source for all these funding opportunities. So the first one, which is scholarship, which actually refers to like financial award that covers, it might be parts sometimes, and it could be all of the students' tuition fees. I'm totally in support of the fully funded one. Like, even parts, sometimes it's a setup. So like, you see some people giving like students like maybe 50% of the tuition fee. That is not still enough. They can do better. So like, so if you're in that case, try to reach out, or like, look for ones that will be fully funded. And and of course, they sometimes provide a stipend for your living expenses and your health insurance, which is very important, especially in this, like in the United States or in North America, where health is very, very expensive. It's not like back home, like that, it's even to treat malaria, like, back home, we know it's not that expensive. But if you have malaria here, oh my word, it's not, that's not the topic for today. So like, health insurance is also very important. That's also one of the things one wants to pay attention, like doing graduate school application when you have offers. And also like scholarships, like one very significant difference between scholarship and assistantship is scholarship do not like require the recipient to work for the university as part of the funding agreement. No, you don't have to work. So it's just like a free ride. You just be on your scholarship, and what you do is to study and carry out your research. And scholarship can be awarded by universities, private organizations, or government bodies. And I would say most scholarships like are really common in Europe, especially for geospecialization fields. And so when we get to the other one, we'll talk about when we get to especially assistantship, we'll realize that is most common in the North America. But if you are really looking for scholarship where it's just free ride, then like it's Europe is the place to be. And there are different types of scholarships. One is merit-based scholarship, which tends to celebrate academic excellence and research accomplishment. And there is also need-based scholarship, which are awarded to students who demonstrate significant financial need. There's also field-specific scholarships. These are awarded to students who demonstrate willingness, dedication, and passion to succeed in their field of study. And lastly, there is also diversity scholarship, which are awarded to students from underrepresented or marginalized groups. So, like, sources of scholarship, and by no means this list I'm
Hello, sir. Can you hear us? I think there's a network issue. Okay, let's just keep let's keep tuned. It will join with the link very soon. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, well, you're trying to join, right?
Yes, it's trying to join back.
Okay, Samuel, I was just talking to him. I think he's trying to join.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello, we
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Yes,
Oh.
welcome back, sir.
So what so I've been talking to myself.
There was a break in transmission, a network issue.
Wow. What was the last thing I said, please? Like, maybe because I don't even know when that happened.
Merit-based scholarship.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm so sorry about that. I don't even know what happened.
That's fine,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Let me share my screen again. So I'll need can you give me like access to share my screen, please?
All right, doing that right now.
Let me know when I have permission to share.
You can do it now.
Okay. So can everyone see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I'm so sorry for that. I apologize. So yeah, I'll just take it from the type of scholarships. And so like I was saying, there are different types of scholarship, which one is merit-based scholarship, which tends to celebrate academics excellence and research accomplishments. There is need-based scholarship, which are awarded to students who demonstrate significant financial need. There is field-specific scholarship, which are awarded to students who demonstrate willingness, dedication, and passion to succeed in their field of study, for example, geospecialization. And there is diversity scholarship, which are awarded to students from underrepresented or marginalized groups. So there are different sources of scholarships, and there are thousands of scholarship opportunities available out there. So what I'll be showing you guys, it's just a sample of, like, what you have out there. So like the list is inexhaustive. So these are just some of the scholarship opportunities we have out there. Yeah, firstly, it can be from the institution itself, like that's institutional funding. Then from government agencies, for example, Commonwealth scholarships, can have Chevening scholarships, then can have UK Research and Innovation Scholarship, British Council Scholarship for women in STEM, Erasmus, DAD, IFA Excellence Scholarship Program, that's in France, a Swedish Institute scholarships for global professionals, Fulbright foreign students program, NSF, USGS scholarship. So these are from government agencies. And we can also have from foundations, for example, Nippon Foundation, GEPCO 2030, can have Schlumberger foundation faculty. Then also scholarships can also be from professional organizations. For example, Association of American Geographers, Geological Surveys of America, the Hydrographic Society of America. So there are the number of professional organizations too that that gives scholarship. So now let's move to graduate assistantship, which is a form of financial aid too, where students work for the university in exchange for a stipend or salary and health insurance, and in many cases a partial or full tuition waiver. Like I said when I was talking about scholarship, what you really want is fully funded assistantship. By no way like one should settle for like a partial funding. Please, sometimes it is set up. You don't fall for it. And and what graduate assistantship, like what it actually involves is, sometimes you have your job responsibilities within university. It could be teaching, it could be research, or it could be administrative duties. While you are doing all of those, most times it's usually like 20 hours, like in a week. You also be doing your academic program, like you'll be going for classes, like you'll be doing your you'll be going for classes and doing your like research, which is really the assistantship. Like that's really your duty. If it's research, and if it's teaching, then in fact we'll even get to that in a bit. So I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Then assistantship can be offered by universities, your department, or even labs. Like some lab also offer assistantship, and this is most common in North America, especially in the US. And there are different types of assistantships. So like I just said, it could be research assistantship, like where you assist faculty members or research teams in conducting research projects. It could also be that then your responsibilities may include independent research, literature reviews, data collection, analysis, experimental work, writing report, and then presenting your findings. Then teaching assistantship, which also where TAs, like they are usually called TAs, like assist faculty members in teaching undergraduate courses. Our duties may include instructing lab sections, grading assignments, holding office hours, and sometimes delivering lectures. And lastly, which is not so common, like especially in geospecialization, is administrative assistantship, where you assist with maybe event planning, student advising, office management, and all of those kind of stuff. So like for graduate assistantship, you want to probably get a research assistantship or teaching assistantship. And like I should say before I leave this slide is most graduate assistantship are offered by the institution. So it's not usually externally funded, although like the institution can source for external funding to support their graduate assistantship funding, but it does not directly come from external organizations or foundations. I think that's important to highlight. Then fellowship, which is also another form of financial award given to graduate students to support their academic and research pursuits without work obligations, allows students to focus solely on their studies or research. So this is also like, a free ride, like, you're just hanging in there, like just doing your research, like going for classes, and you don't have any work obligation, like maybe I have to work 20 hours in a week, like in the school. No, there's nothing of such. And this can also be offered by universities, research institutions, and most times it's in fact from like research institutions or external organizations. And these are some of the examples, like it could be from NSF or NASA or NOAA. So like there are different organizations that provide a fellowship. So like I would like to give some general tips like for finding these funding opportunities. of course, like online resources, Google is our friend, like, like going to university websites and financial aid offices, especially when it comes to assistantship, that's really where you get it. Then, like, scholarship search engine, like these are really for scholarship from external organizations. These are good. Then government agency and professional organization websites are also good places to look for scholarships. And there are scholarship groups too, where people share opportunities, like, like WhatsApp groups, so places like that where people share, oh, there's this scholarship is now on, and once you see it, like you jump on it. And also networking too, like, it could be even on LinkedIn, even on Twitter, or even just sending a cold email to a professor or like a faculty member. Or another very good place also, like, for finding opportunities is attending the graduate schools open houses. Most schools, like before the beginning of the fall, or when the application is out, when you can start applying, they have these graduate school open houses where they show you, like, they tell you about their programs, their facilities, the facilities they have, and why you should attend their school. That's another very good place where they talk about how you can get funding. So keep your eyes out for all this kind of opportunities, and also joining professional groups like YSN too. Like, people share like all these scholarship opportunities there. Then, like, these are some key components like of a strong application. I know the other two speakers, like, they'll be talking about like how to write personal statements or statement of purpose, like, CVs and the likes, and how do we even evaluate these components of it, like, what makes your application a very strong application, like what makes it robust. So I'm not going to be like, delving into that, but I just want to highlight that these are some key components of a strong application: your personal statement, your curriculum vitae, research proposals, like letter of recommendation, and sometimes standardized tests, like etc. So, like, I want to quickly just talk about like research areas in geospatialization, because you see some people, like, I'm not even sure of what I want to, which field, especially like which area I want to be carrying out research. I'm not sure, like, I mean, there are a ton of like research areas, like research opportunities, like in geospatialization, like from geomatics to GIS and remote sensing, geodesy, photogrammetry, like hydrography, like marine science, which is really like, like people love hydrography. So, but sometimes also the opportunities are limited. So it's better to kind of, don't limit yourself. Like, just like hydrography is good. There are also like, geospatial artificial intelligence and big data. That's also a very good one now, especially if you love programming, spatial sciences, navigation and positioning and navigation, like geosciences, natural resource management. So these are research areas like in geospatialization. Please don't limit yourself to just like maybe cadastral or like just GIS and remote sensing or like hydrography. Like, there are other areas you can also specialize in. And I just want to provide, these are some of the links to universities offering geospatialization programs. Then, before like I wrap up, I know I'm probably running a bit out of time because of what happened before, but like, if you just permit me to just wrap up with just like, how do we position oneself for graduate school, especially if you are still an undergraduate, and even if you are even the recent graduate, like, you still see some things that will be beneficial to you in some of these things that we'll be talking about. Like, firstly is like, try to take your CWE seriously. Like, when you go for IT, make sure like those experiences, make them count, and make sure you embark on like, projects that you'll be proud of, that you can put on your CV. Like, when you are writing your thesis, please don't be lazy and try to, I'm just going to look for something that will be easy. What is easy sometimes does not get you to high places. Like, so you have to like do something. I'm not saying you should take more than you can chew, but like do something that you'll be proud of. Like, even when you are discussing with your potential graduate advisor, this is what I did like at my undergraduate thesis, and I think so that will really go a long way. And internship, like, you know, if you have opportunity for internship, take it seriously. I know in, like, for example, in Unilag, there are some groups like where you are being trained, like, you know, on research. So like join those groups, like, you know, it might be hard for you while you are doing it, but when it comes to graduate school, these are the things like these people are looking for them: publications, the professional experience, and volunteering. Like leadership experience, it's also something that they're also looking for. It's not just about book, like, okay, can you, like, you know what you are doing academically, but also can you lead a group? Like, you know, so it's when you volunteer that you get this kind of experiences. So, and skills, I think it's also important, like, you know, your software skills, like make sure like you learn all these softwares: AutoCAD, Sofa, Global Mapper, like iPack, you know, Elders Imagine, Envy. It's the list goes thus. Like maybe I'm even out of date now. But I'm sure you guys are the one in town. So like, you know, those softwares, like make sure that you learn them very well, because they really help. Like data acquisition, like all these equipment. I saw like YSN, like, you know, they did a training like with like I think with NICS Unilag. Like that's a very wonderful initiative where students are being exposed, because some of this will come very handy in graduate school, like programming. That is, in fact, you can't do anything now without programming in graduate school. Like, and I'm not exaggerating here. So yeah, take programming seriously. All those labs, like take them seriously. Data science, machine learning, and deep learning, like those are really fantastic skills that one should have. And technical writing, because when you come to graduate school, you have to write. That's no doubt about that. You want to publish, so make sure like you own those skills now. And so I just want to this 6 P's of successful goal setting. I tend to end most of my talk with this, because I think it's important. Like, you know, you have to be passionate about like seeking for graduates, seeking fundings for graduate school. Like, it's not just because my friends are going to graduate school, I also want to go to graduate school. Like, you have to make up your mind. Is this what I really need in this stage of my career now? Like, so is that really what I need? And if that's it, then you have to be very passionate about it and pursue that goal. And of course, you have to plan proper preparation, poor performance. Then, like, people, you have to make sure you surround yourself with like, you know, people of like minds, whereby you share opportunities together. And don't think that, oh, if I share this opportunity with people, like, it's going to limit my own opportunity. No, like, what you would eat is not going to miss you. Like, what is yours is never going to miss you. So please have that at the back of your mind. Then that positivity. Sometimes you try, even at positivity and persistence, I think I can put those two together. Sometimes you try at first, but you don't get it. That doesn't mean that you are not good enough. Sometimes it's just maybe the people that you are competing with, they are just expected. It's not mean that you are not good, but maybe the people that you are competing with, they are just exceptional at that time. So try again the next year. Even if it doesn't work, don't give up, try again. And of course, like, irrespective of your creed, like whether you're a Muslim or Christian, like, you agree with me that with all of this, achieving everything, even going to getting admission to University of Polytechnic, is not by one's power. Like, you know, so you have to like pray to your God, like whatever you believe in, like pray. And lastly, just a final thought that funding opportunities are available for all. So don't hesitate to explore and pursue them with confidence in your unique potential. Good luck. And I would like to take questions now.
Thank you very much, sir. That was an insightful session. Thank you very much. So we can proceed with the questions now. From the chat box, I think we have just one question yet. And the lady was asking, that's Miss Oluwaseyi Sandra. She was asking what are the criteria to meet scholarship for PhD? That's one. So someone just dropped another. It says, what are those things to prepare ahead of scholarship opportunities, and what are the precautions to be taken?
Yeah, like
I think that should be all.
Yeah. So the first one, sorry, can you come back with the first one again? I can see the second one on my screen, but I don't have the first one. I don't know why.
What are the criteria?
Okay,
yeah,
I see it now. Yeah, what are the criteria to meet like I think what she's trying to ask is criteria for getting a PhD scholarship. I think that's exactly the question. Sir. Oh yeah, it's even my friend Sandra. Oh yeah, like of course I think the next speaker is going to be addressing that, but I can just probably just answer like a bit, maybe not the next speaker, maybe I'm not sure when the other speaker that will be talking about evaluating your like documents and the things that you really need. Yeah, like criteria firstly is like, having good grade. I think that's very important, like having good grade from like from your undergraduate, or like even if it's a polytechnic, like having good grade. Then like what is even your research, what are you trying to pursue, like what's your research interest, and do you have research skills, like have you been doing research before, especially if it's for PhD. It's advisable to have masters. Like some programs give direct PhD, like from BSc to PhD. Why some like they tell you that no, we want to see that you even understand research for. So if you've done masters, that's a great plus. But if you've not, there are some schools that give direct PhD. So like, you want to make sure that you have a good grade, like, when submitting your application, your CV, your recommendation letters, like those are really like top notch. They are really well written. And also like you're also motivated. I think that's also very important because, and of course, like I said too, even volunteering, it's not something that is, it's something that is all encompassing. Like just try your best, give your best self out. I think that's what I would say, because we have our own unique potential. So look for what is your strength, and like, and say that to like doing your application when you're writing your SOP. I'm sure Zainab is going to do justice to that, like when she talks about like, writing your statement of purpose or personal statement, like, just tell your story. Don't tell. I see people like, collecting a personal statement from someone else. Don't do that here. Like, like the scholarship committee, they are there to help review your statement of purpose, but don't collect format. Once you start using format, then you can't tell your story, because you'll be trying to align your own story with someone else's story. But you are unique. Like if you check within yourself, just reflect, you will see your uniqueness, and that's something I think it's important about, like, getting funding. And of course, like your research proposal, like it has to be a good one. It cannot just be saying that, oh, I'm coming to do something that is not even doable. Like, is your research proposal viable? Like it is something that is going to work, and is it something that is going to contribute to the body of knowledge? So that I don't take so much time on that. I hope I answered the question. I hope I answered the question well. The other one is, what are those things?
You might need to skip to the one that says the standardized test can be answered by the last speaker. Why you can take the one that says how visible is it for polytechnic graduates to attract scholarship in foreign countries? So we can merge it with, can a HND graduate also apply for a scholarship?
Definitely. There is nothing stopping you from applying. Like, it's the same. It's a very similar curriculum. So, and that's really what these people are interested in. Like, do you have, for example, like depending on the school I'm applying to, if you like, depending on the program, like if it's maybe the GIS remote sensing program, do I like have I taken maths? Have I taken linear algebra, for example? Have I taken have I taken some courses in programming? Have I taken like, of course, like the normal GIS courses that we take, remote sensing, cartography, all of those? Do I have them on my transcript? And I think another very good thing that helps with, especially for HND graduates, is to make sure to evaluate their result, like, like with WES or ECE, like, try to make sure that when it gets to the US, it's in a standard that they can understand, because that's sometimes one, even with even university, sometimes, like you see some of my professors do, like, we receive this application from, like, from Nigeria, and we don't really understand, like, their grading system. We use seven, some places, if you're in polytechnic, A1 is 75 and above, 70 and above in university. But here in the US, like to have A+ is like 93, sometimes it's even 95. So, like, bringing that kind of like results to them, sometimes it's confusing. But if you've evaluated it, like, yeah, that makes it easy for them to really understand. Oh, yeah, like, and again, the schooling system, in fact, I had to be telling one of them the last time that he approached me, like, I'm like, in Nigeria, like, professors are really nice here, like, you can, in Nigeria, like, 100 is A plus is for God, if you are A minus is for, like, maybe the lecturer, like, himself, like, so, like, I was just trying to give him that analogy, just for him to understand that it's not like, if you see someone having a B, that's not bad as a result. If you are coming from, of course, like, we can try as much as possible, like, to get a, because this is one of the things that they are really, really, they care about, like, how well you've done in your undergraduate studies. That I think that's very important. So, like, for HND, please don't limit yourself. Please shoot your shot. And I can assure you that, in fact, we have people getting direct PhD from HND. Like, you have from HND, like, they have like, they get PhD funding, direct PhD fund, like, from HND to PhD. So if someone can do it, you can definitely do it. So please don't limit yourself.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And I would like you to just take this last one as quick as possible. It says, if one's BSc project is not published, what would you advise the person to do after passing out to boost their chances?
Yeah, like, I mean, there are different ways. There are different ways to go about this. Firstly, is if it's not published while you were in school, you can still publish it later. If that's very, in fact, sometimes, in fact, your lab project, like, maybe a lab that you did for a particular course, you can even make it publishable. You can talk to, I remember, like, when I, like, there is this publication that I had with Dr. Alade Momi. It was a project I did with like, in my final year, and like, that publication now, in fact, it has even given me, like, the number of citations I've had now. Like, I think maybe about 35 citations, just like, for that work that we published. And it was not even for my thesis. So, like, even after school, that doesn't mean that you can't make it publishable. And even if you are not able to publish it, like, maybe, like, the application deadline is very close, then you can even still put it, or, like, this is what I did in fact, some professors will ask you to even send them, like, your thesis, just for them to see how, like, your writing skills and the kind of analysis you did doing your, like. So if you've not published it, just make sure you do a very good work. That's it. Like, just make sure it's something that you yourself can be very proud of. Like, when you send it to someone, not just like, oh yeah, like let my people go. Like, I just want to get this done. Like, just try to make it good. And you can, even after you've graduated, you can still go back and talk to your supervisor that please, I would like to publish my work. How can we go about it? And I'm sure there is no professor that you want to go to that, like, you are interested in publishing, and they will decline you. I'm not sure they will do that. So I think I've answered that question. Good luck with everything.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We are so privileged to have you despite your busy schedule. Thank you for creating time for us. We really appreciate, and we hope that whenever we call upon you, that you will also keep attending to us. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
and everyone, can you unmute your mic and say thank you to Mr. Elias?
Oh, there's no need for that. There is no need for that. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate.
Thank you, Mr. Elias.
You're welcome, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir.
Nice having you on.
Okay, thank you very much. So up next, we'll go to the next session now. The next session will be taken by Ms. Saka Zainab, and it is going to be about writing compelling CV, called SOP, and CVs to win scholarship. And to do justice to that, Ms. Odesonya Eniola is going to be reading her profile. Eniola, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Samuel.
Okay,
Good afternoon.
thank you. You can come in now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Saka Zainab was a graduate research assistant and a Ross Fellow at the Center for Connected and Automated Transportation, Purdue University, where she obtained her MSc in Civil Engineering, Transportation and Geoinformatics in 2023. She currently works at Jacob, an American firm that provides engineering, technical, professional, and construction services. She also has 3 years of experience as an engineering surveyor and GIS analyst in Nigeria, where she worked on various developmental projects with multidisciplinary teams across different states. She is passionate about Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, especially SDG 11 and 13, which focuses on sustainable cities and communities, and climate actions, and has been an active volunteer and participant in initiatives and events that promote these goals. She's passionate about leadership and has earned multiple roles in different positions. She's a creative writer and an excellent speaker who has deep insights and perspectives on diverse topics. Our mission is to provide impactful solutions to problems within and beyond our environment by contributing our optimum efforts towards making the world a better place for the present and future generations. Can we give a resounding virtual applause as we bring on Saka Zainab?
Okay, Zainab, you're welcome. If you can hear me, please unmute your mic and take over.
Also check, like, you can hear me very well, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, and my camera is also better than Elias' own.
It is.
Nice one.
Okay, so can I share? Am I allowed to share?
They'll
Yes, you
grant
are.
you permission, son.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I just set a timer. I have 20 minutes, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So today I'll be talking about how to write compelling essays, CVs, code emails, and also SOPs. And thank you very much for this opportunity. I wish we had this when I was in Lagos, but yeah, if you're on this call, please leverage this opportunity by YSN. Thank you very much for inviting me. So I'll be talking about the CV first, because I feel like if you have your CV, you need that even when you want to code email professors. So I'll be talking about that one first, how to build your CV, and then I'll talk about emailing professors. And finally, I'll be combining like the different essays that you may have to write if you're applying to graduate school. So that'll be the last thing that I'll be discussing. So if you want to build your CV, or if you want to create your CV, there are some things that you want to have included in your CV, and your CV is important. I know Elias mentioned this, that it's part of the requirements. Your CV is like one of the most important aspect of your application, because there's no application, there's no program you want to apply to that you will not need a CV, because that is how you are going to showcase your accomplishments. You're going to like show your background and all of that. So you want to have your education, what school did you go to, what grade do you have, depending on what you want to include. You can include also maybe how you did your class rank. Sometimes because we are using like the 5.0 system. For me, I remembered I was using the WES to just kind of like the unofficial one to take my CGPA to like a 4.0. So you can also like put that in bracket just to make the person looking at it to kind of understand and have some insight into your result. So you can include your seminar and thesis. I don't know if everybody did seminar, but yeah, that would be something to also include in addition to your to the thesis that you did while you were in school. Publications, if you have some publications, Elias touch on this. It's not the end of the world if you do not have before you apply to grad school. But yeah, if you can convert your final year thesis into a publication, then please do that. But if you do not have, please still go ahead. Make sure you're evaluating your strengths, and then pushing your strengths more on the CV. If you do not have a publications, I believe you should have like a lot of other things to cover up for that. Teaching experience, this can also be like tutorials. If you've had any opportunity to do tutorials for your classmates, please put it in it. Put it there if you were able to tutor a particular course, say photogrammetry. Imagine if you're applying to a program that is related to photogrammetry and the professor is in your CV is like, okay, you were able to tutor your classmates on geodesy. They're going to be like, okay, this person looks real. So research experience also, if you have some research experience, if you worked closely with any professor, you should include that. Industrial and work experience, I believe everybody would have done SciWest, and if it is for national diploma, you've done SciWest or IT, I mean, I don't know. So yeah, any of that, the one you do in Polytechnic or the one you do in the 4th year of university, please, you should, the work experience, use that, leverage that as your work experience if you do not have any other work experience. And also if you're applying after your NYSC, you should get some work experience definitely during that time, so you should include that. Leadership experience helps you a lot. It shows that you are not only about the educational part, you're able to do some things. If you have this, if you participated in anything, you know, something that could just help to say that, okay, you were in this position, please add that to your CV. Volunteer activities, very, very important. Make your CV a solid. Like, let your CV be like encompassing everything. That is why I say if you are doing your NYSC, that period, if you've never volunteered for anything, please find something to do during that period and, you know, add to your CV. Awards and honors, yeah, a plus. Professional memberships, YSN is one, for example, you should add it. Professional membership, Young Saviors Network, Nigeria. Courses and certificates, try as much as possible to get some courses. I know there's usually some free open courses on Coursera, so do whatever it takes, you know, to just have some of this and include in your CV. Conferences, there are some conferences that you might have attended when you were in university or, you know, or Polytechnic. You know, they may not appear as like big fancy conferences, but yeah, please, even if it was like a talk, like the conference that NIS organizes, something like that, you know, that's like a major conference. So you can add that. And finally, you should have your skills. So all of this, if you want to draft your CV, you know, just put everything in it and your CV should be solid. So this is, if you're applying for grad school, there's a difference between like having a resume and a CV. If I were to apply for a job, my CV may appear like this, I mean, without the picture. But if you're applying to grad school, this is, your CV should not have all these fancy things. Like, this is not how your CV should look like. So this is how your CV should look like. Yeah, your CV should have like a white background. It shouldn't have all those serere, you know, just let it be very readable. Your formatting should be consistent. If you're applying for if you're applying generally, try to keep it to 2 pages. But you know, yeah, there are some of us that are highly experienced, not for masters, like highly recommended. If you're applying for a master, I would say keep it to 2 pages. But for PhD applicants, if you are like others, you know, highly, people like Elias, yes, you can keep it to 3 pages. Resume, also, like I said earlier, it's not resume. It's not a CV, like the one that if you're applying for a job, that's a different thing. But please try and keep it as simple as you can. Let it be wide, let it be legible. Put in whatever details that you want to put in. When they are reading it, let it just be free of all those distractions. And you don't want to put like some personal, like religion, all those things. Just let it be something similar to this, and then follow up with all of the other bullets that I've explained. So if you are talking about your experience, oh my God, if you're talking about your experience, you want to use the STAR approach. I would not really be dwelling much on all of these things because, yeah. So you want to use the STAR approach. This is also helpful when you're having interviews with professors. Like if they're asking you, what have you done? You want to start with what is the situation? What is the task? What did you do? And then what is the result? So if you are drafting your experience section, please try as much as possible to use this approach to write the actionable verbs and like to write what you did. So this is a sample that I've created with one of my CV. So like if you look at it, because this is, so I got this example, I just want you to focus on like the bullet points. This is like a resume actually. And if you're trying to keep it to like 2 pages, you don't want the bullets to be too long for academic CV. You can keep it to like 2 lines, but if you can make them like straight lines, you can do that. But if sometimes, sometimes you may have to like get it to 2 lines, but when it start getting to 3 lines, 4 lines, it's too voluminous. So those star elements that I'm talking about, if you look at the red pointers, it's kind of just highlighting the elements that I'm talking about. Like each of the bullet may not have all the star elements, but you should be talking about the results. You should be using actionable verbs like manage, like achieved, like, conducted, and yeah, stuff like that. And also, if you can use metrics as good as possible, when somebody is reading your CV, they'll be able to tell that, okay, this is exactly what you did. This is how you did it. They should have that idea. So now we'll be talking about cold emails. Like cold emails is just like sending an unsolicited email, like somebody that you don't know before, like, I mean, a professor, you don't know him from anywhere, and you have to send him an email. You need to send cold email. Like if you're applying to grad school, there are some programs that will tell you that you do not necessarily need to reach out to a professor. In those cases, maybe like if you don't want to do the extra work, but if you're applying for a PhD, generally you may want to reach out to advisors. It's not like it doesn't have a strict rule that you have to do this, but if you check the program like website, you should be able to have some insight about this. But you should be doing a lot of cold emailing just to like, reach out to as much professors as possible. And yeah, before you do that, make sure that your LinkedIn is revamped. Like everything that you are, like, let your LinkedIn appear like that version where if anybody goes to your LinkedIn, they'll be able to get an idea into what you said you are doing, and what you want to do. Because if you have your CV and you put your LinkedIn link, they might want to like go there to just, just see that. Because I know that when I was applying to grad school, there's a place you see people that check your profile. You may see like somebody from this university checked your profile. You don't know who the person is. So you want to check the lab website of the professor. You want to see their website, what they do. You want to check that just to like have an information about the kind of projects that they work on. You also want to review the publication of the professor. Like this is very important. Like you want to review it just to have an idea. You can pick like one of their papers to show interest, to know what they are doing in the project, because these are the things that you're going to put in your email. Also, you have to prepare your CV, and I've discussed that already. You have to have a nice CV at that point. So that should be like the first thing. If you're applying to grad school, like you should, that should be like one of the first things you should be targeting to have. Your CV should be solid. Also, if you can get your unofficial transcripts, I don't know how, I had my own, I don't like, it varies for different schools, but I know you can get your unofficial transcripts. It's very helpful because when you're emailing them, you can say, oh, I've attached my CV and my transcript, to this email just to, just to show the person some information about your background. Also identify common interests. Like if you're looking for the professors, you want to like, if you have an interest, say in maybe ocean engineering, like you want to look for professors that have that are working in that line, so that you already have your own research interest, so that you can able to find that common interest to say, oh, I see that you're working in this. This is my interest actually align with that. And also, most importantly, you want to know the time zone of the professor, so that when you are emailing the person, you're targeting around like maybe 8 a.m. or 8:05 a.m. in the morning, when they are checking their emails, when they're just getting to the office. You don't want to email in the middle of the night or maybe at the end of the day. So the general composition of like a cold email is, most importantly, like if somebody sends you an email, the first thing that you're going to see is the subject line. So you should have a subject line. Like it should say, okay, prospective graduate students for fall 2025, or maybe research student interested in PhD position. Like the subject line should be very clear, and it should act so that when the professor is looking at the email, he will know whether to even open it or not. Also, you have a salutation. You have to check, is this professor, is he a prof? I know here in the US, they don't usually like have that doctor or prof like strictness, but you still want to check if the person is like a professor, if the person is a doctor, just to correctly refer to that person correctly. Okay, hello, doctor this. Hello, professor this. And then introduction, you have to introduce yourself, a quick introduction. Also, this general composition I'm giving is not like strict, because when I actually show you like a way to approach the professor, sometimes you don't know what would work. So you don't have to like say, hello, my name is Zainab, I'm here to, I finished from this. You can just say, hello, oh, I was just reading your, your research paper and I saw this. Like, there is no strict way to do these things, but these are everything that you should put in mind when you are emailing the person. Also, the purpose, why are you emailing them? Are you reaching out to see if they are accepting students for fall 2025? Are you reaching out to tell them that, oh, their research interest aligns with your own? Also, connection, like I mentioned, you want to find that connection. If the person is using, if the person is doing like maybe some machine learning work, or maybe geospatial artificial intelligence, and you also have some interest, you can say that, oh, in my final year project, I did this. So you're kind of like, the person is going to see that, oh, this person is interested in what I'm doing. Did you say something? Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So please let me know if you can't hear me. So qualifications, also you want to add your qualifications, and also at the end you want to ask for their availability to get on a call, or sorry, not a call, to have a meeting. Are you available to have a meeting in the coming weeks? Or tell them that, oh, I'm available for a meeting in the coming week, and then just close it, and then have your signature, and then add the attachment, your CV or the transcript. So if you're sending the code email, please do not be generic. Yeah, there's a lot of people who would give you samples of what a code email should look like. But at the end of the day, I always say for grad school applications, you want to be as natural as possible. Like the template, if somebody is giving you a template, the person is just giving you that template just to understand, the kind of information that you should put there. At the end of the day, you have to come up with your own, way to approach the person. But, you don't want to be generic. The same, because they are going to be getting emails from a lot of people. You don't want to be sending the same email like every other person. So don't write plenty emails, please. Don't be like, oh, please ma, hello ma, no, all those things. Don't be too formal, be formal, but not, in an extra way. Please always proofread. You don't want to send the email and realize like a typo. The person is going to be like, oh, like that means you didn't check it. So always, send a follow-up, but it's not like you just send an email to a professor today and they didn't reply, and the next day you are sending again. No, give them some time, and do not email professors, like multiple professors within the same program at once. Give the person a breathing space, see whether they respond to you, give them a little bit of time. That's why you have to start doing this like early. Like if you're applying for fall 2025, applications are going to start opening in August. So by like this period, like start emailing them, like this is summer. Start emailing them, now. So this is one sample. I would not really go through it because I'm still going to talk about like SOPs, and I'm trying to be on time. So this is a sample, but I can share like this slide later. This is one approach that you can use to reach out to the professor, tell them your name, the year, you are reaching out to inquire about potential PhD opportunities. This is one way to go about it. And then talk about your skills and experience. How are you different from other people that are emailing them? Now, this is a more laid back one. Hello, while going through your publications, I was attracted by this. The person may show interest, like, okay, who is this person? And at the end of it, you can be like, oh, I would love to know how you intend to do this. That's like a question. So these are things that would determine whether that professor is going to respond to you or not. Now I'm going to talk about like compelling essays. For the purpose of this, I'll be focusing more on statement of purpose because that's one that applies to a lot of cases. But generally, we have the diversity essay, we have the writing sample, we have the statement of purpose, personal statements, and general application essays. Diversity essay required for some schools is just like they're asking you to tell them what is that unique thing you bring to their program to make it more diverse. I mean, as a Nigerian alone, like the kind of experiences you have growing up, that's what you'll be thinking about. Did you grow up in in what kind of family did you grow up with? Like, are you the first person to even apply to college? Those kind of things, those are the things they want to see in diversity essay. A writing sample, I know Elias mentioned this also, like having a document. They might ask you to have a writing sample. You can use your thesis that you've done, even if it's like unpublished, but you have to write it in a way, to show the professor that, okay, this person actually knows about research. And also statement of purpose, I'll discuss that. Personal statement, more personalized. If you're applying for master's or PhD, most probably they will be asking you to write a statement of purpose. So I will focus more on that. And general application essays, sometimes they will say, oh, can you, like how to show if you need a financial aid. I know it applies to more European schools where they say, oh, tell me a time where you fail. I don't know if that applies a lot to US schools, but yeah, the focus would be on statement of purpose. So, you want to keep it to like, make sure you are sticking to the requirements that the school is asking you about. Yeah, they are talking about professional plans, career goals, research interests, special abilities. So those are the things you want to focus on. This is like a 5-paragraph structure that I think is helpful for people if you want to do that. The first paragraph, you are going to talk about what motivated you to pursue that field. Like, let it be interesting that when somebody is reading your statement of purpose, the first paragraph is going to say that they are going to like judge you from that first paragraph. So let that opening be very interesting to show like a link between you. So that's like the personal statement. Like that one paragraph is just the part you have to show like how you got into that field, and then what you worked on in your undergraduate, any professional experience, maybe acquired competencies. And yeah, you must have like a structure whereby if somebody is reading your SOP, they are not lost. If I'm reading the second paragraph, it should be connecting to the first one. When somebody is reading the third one, it should connect to the second one. Please, if you are writing your SOP, it is like, I would advise you to write your SOP first before seeing anybody's SOP. Like if you see somebody's SOP, it's not going to make you be natural. So when you have your own SOP and you come up with something and you then reach out to somebody to say, okay, hello, this is my SOP. Could you like help me review it or something? Like that approach is already natural. So when you read somebody's SOP, it's not going to influence what is going to be in your own SOP. So please do not be generic. So, you talk about your research interests as much as you can. You explain it in detail. Let it be very clear. If you've identified a professor of interest, you also include that in the 4th paragraph. And then the last paragraph is a paragraph where you kind of like praise the school, oh, I love this city. I Googled it, like the school is like one of the top schools for this program for engineering. So yeah, this is a 5-paragraph structure that I think is very helpful, that helped me for my own SOP. I remember my first SOP, when I read it now, it was terrible. So it's okay if your first SOP is like, the first one may look like funny to you, but when you eventually get that way to draft your SOP, I tell you, you're going to have like a very good SOP. And this document is like, it is like one of the most, it's like a CV. You need to write an SOP and you need to get it right. That is what the application, that's what they are going to be reading. And when they are making their decisions, okay, yeah, I know somebody is also going to talk about evaluating that. So generally for all the essays, like, understand the prompt. Some schools have their specific requirements. They're going to tell you that you talk about the awards you've won, you talk about looking at it. So that's why the SOP has to be specific for that program. So if you're applying to like a school in California, their requirements may be different from a school in Indiana. So read the requirements. How many pages do they want? What are the things that they want to be there? Okay, I think I'm 20 minutes now. What are the things that they want to be there? And please proofread as much as you can, like get somebody to review it for you. Okay, yeah, I'm right on time. So I'm going to also add this, is that you don't want to do this alone. Like I feel like one thing that is going to help you a lot is when you are doing this with like help from other people, maybe like a group chat, like an organization like YSN, I mean, is helping you to even review your documents, having some friends with similar goals, you people are sharing information with each other, you are helping each other, sending links, sending application fee waivers, like sending so many things to each other. And also, people you follow on social media, just to look at maybe graduate school content, just to like, have some more information about this. Like, if a graduate school is knowledge, like if you do not have that information, like you do not want to pay for this. Like I said, that you do not want to pay for this. Honestly, when you pay for it, it's already stressful. So like if you are now paying for it, please, you do not want to pay for it. So as much as you can, do whatever it takes to get that 100% fully funded scholarship without any deficit, because even a deficit is not enough. Yes. So yeah, get help from mentors or like anybody that has already been in graduate school would be able to tell you some things that you may not necessarily have that information. So that information is there. And yeah, especially I'm going to talk for US, like especially for US, there's a lot of schools. Like there are some schools that are at the end of the US that when you get there, you think there's nobody living there, but you find Nigerians there. So yes, use that information as much as you can. And yes, I was right on time with 13 seconds. If you have any questions, let me know.
Wow, that was highly resourceful. Thank you very much, Zainab.
Yeah.
So we're open to questions now. No one has dropped any yet.
Yeah. It's fine. I
Right.
can take questions after or
Okay. I think you did a very, very wonderful job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I think we
Thank you,
can
sir.
move. What did you say?
Sorry, I said I didn't know you were telling me 5 minutes more. Like, I'm just saying it.
Oh, okay. So we have just one question.
Okay.
So it says, can the SOP be attached to cold email, or it should be based on requests?
Oh no, so the SOP is not going to be attached to the code email. The SOP is one of the application like requirements. So it's when you're applying to graduate school, when you go to the website where you create an account, where you put your name, your education, there's going to be a section for statement of purpose. The only thing you should be attaching to your SOP, the only thing you should be attaching to the code email is, that salutation that I talk about, all of those, and then your CV and transcript. You can, if you even want to overdo, you can even add your writing sample, but generally it's just to reach out to the professor and say, this is my CV and this is my transcript, if you have it. So you do not apply it to the code email. You put that in the application itself.
Okay, thank you. There's another question that says, must your CV have a specific number of pages? And you can take it with the last one that says,
okay,
if one writes cold emails with requests for
inquiry
on available potential funding.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that quickly. So for the CV, must it have a specific number of pages? Yes. It is not like they will say, sometimes the application will say keep it to 2 pages in the app, in the website. But like I mentioned earlier, like generally you want to keep it to 2 pages. If you're applying for masters, like even if you're applying for a job in the US, even with all your everything, they'll tell you is 1 page. 1 page. Sometimes it is 2 pages. Like nobody wants to start reading a lengthy CV. Like if your CV, what makes a good CV is when somebody is looking at it, they should be able to glance quickly and see everything like within less than a few minutes. People don't read CV the way we think they do. So for master's applicants, keep it to 2 pages. 2 pages, very simple, like keep it crisp, 2 pages. For PhD, 2 pages also. I usually recommend 2 pages, but if you have like a lot of experience and a lot of more things to show, you can do 3 pages. So for sorry, should one write code emails with requests? Oh, so cold emailing. So cold emailing a professor is different from cold emailing a maybe graduate, what do they call them? Graduate coordinators. So yes, you can email a professor to inquire about available potential funding, but I don't think you should be doing that first. Like the first thing, if you want to ask for funding, I usually reserve that question for like graduate coordinators to reach out to them to say, okay, hello, I'm applying. And you can ask those people as much questions as you could want to ask them. You can even ask them, oh, please, do you have application fee waivers? I asked for that a lot shamelessly. Does the program fund their students? Like they have all those information. Do they have like funding for students? Can I apply? Those are questions you reserve to graduate coordinators. It's not as if you cannot ask the professor also, but that should not be your first. When you are reaching out to a professor, you are reaching out to show the person interest that you want to work with them, you want to work with their research. So you are not asking for money at that point. You can reserve that one for graduate coordinator, or later when the professor shows interest, you can now follow up to say, oh, you can now like bring up funding. Yeah. Is all graduate admission needs to be through the channel of emailing professor, or one can get admission? Yes. Oh no, so even when you are reaching out to professor, it doesn't mean you are not applying to the university. So this is what reaching out to professor does for you. When you are reaching out to professor and the professor responded to you and even set up a meeting with you, that's like short scholarship. Like if the person is showing interest that, oh, I want to work with you, I mean, they don't expect you to come and work for free. So in that way, even when you apply to the school, in your statement of purpose, you will write that, oh, I reached out to Professor this and, encourage me to apply. So it gives you like a double, it's the person already has taken you. So that there is assurance, like when you apply, there's like, I don't know if it's 100% assurance, but there's a way a professor will respond to you that you'll be a little bit like relaxed or like glad that, okay, this person responded to me and encouraged me to apply. That means they are considering you. So, but applying to university, you are going to do that irrespective, but there are some programs that do not require you to reach out to professor ahead. It doesn't mean you won't do it, but yes, there are some programs that doesn't require you to reach out to professor. You can even ask the graduate coordinator, do I need to secure a professor before I can apply? But there are some programs that require you to secure a professor before you can apply. So everything is based on the graduate school you're applying to. And please ask the graduate coordinator any question you can ask them, like any question. That is like one of their job. So certain scholarship opportunity require you to have been previously granted an admission offer from a particular university. Do this apply to other scholarships? Yeah, I think he's referring to, this person is referring to like maybe scholarship in other regions. I don't know, but the way it works for USA is you apply to the school, they give you what's it called, admission letter. Admission letter does not usually come with funding. Sometimes it comes with funding, but definitely you have to apply to the school. The only thing that can happen is maybe an advisor has accepted you, and then the advisor now reach out to the graduate coordinator to say that, hello, I'm interested in giving, like there have been some people that did that I've seen. The advisor is already like satisfied with you. Then the person is reaching out to the graduate coordinator to say that, hello, I'm interested in extending an offer to so person. But you still have to apply to the university. Like whatever it is, you have to apply to the university. Most times the admission is in your hand, but no funding. So that's when you now start hustling for funding again. So it's like, yeah, so cold emailing may help you not to like hustle sometimes, you know, and sometimes when you have that admission, eventually funding will come. Maybe they will consider you for a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship. SOP and cold email, why do you base this only on Harvard University? Is this only useful here in Nigeria? I don't understand this. Can this person please ask the question very well? I don't really understand.
You can skip to the next.
If the person can ask, I don't mind. Regarding searching for universities, can one say top 50 offering this course on how? Oh, yes. So for regarding searching for universities, yes. So that one, there's a lot of like platforms I know that you can use to search for universities. The way that I was going to use, I know there's like USA, there's like a lot of links online that I was using there, but generally you want to be searching with, sometimes you want to try to use your research interest, because if you go now online and say, oh, surveying and geoinformatics masters or something like that, you may not see anything. So Elias has already covered that, like those, you search based on the research interest. You search for like marine science, you search for like geodesy, photogrammetry. That is what you put on Google, you know, to now say USA or United States schools, or you even start looking for schools and now go to their website to see whether they have the program that you are interested in. But generally, try to use your research interest as much as possible. So not saying, okay, surveying, but rather saying, okay, GIS, geospatial science, spatial sciences, masters in geodesy, masters in, so yeah, that is a better way to approach it.
All right, thank you. The last...
Sorry to quickly add to that.
Okay.
Yes.
Zainab, thanks for like for the awesome answer. I think some of those links, maybe, I don't know if there'll be a way to make them available. Like there were some links I shared during the presentation. I think that can be a good starting point. Yeah. So like from there, then as you start to see those schools, then you can also like, you know, look for more. But like I said, again, this is not like an exhaustive list. Like there are 1,000 schools, like, you know, offering programs in geospecializations. So I just want to add that.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll be getting the presentation from you, so they can visit the links from the presentation.
Yeah, that would be great.
So Zainab, the penultimate question was asked, the person was asking that is cold mail and SOPs limited to lecturers abroad? That was the way the person put it.
Like, do you send that to lecturers abroad, or can you also send it to lecturers
in Nigeria?
University? If you are applying to a Nigerian university, right?
Can you cold mail lecturers in Nigerian university? Yes, it was
like
asking,
if you're applying to a Nigerian school, right?
Abroad. Yes.
No, I don't know. Cold email is not like a strict abroad thing. Is the only meaning of cold email if you are emailing somebody that you don't know before. Like if I don't know you before and I'm interested in a product you are selling and I reach out to you, that's just cold emailing. So it's not like a term that is just unique to, you know, outside the Nigeria or something. So if you are just cold email is just to say I'm emailing somebody that I don't have any prior, you know, contact with, maybe a professor in Unilag that I saw him working on a project that I want to collaborate with. If I reach out to the person, hello, doctor, you know, who will I be? I saw your work. That is cold emailing. So it's not like unique to, you know, abroad universities. If I answered that correctly. if I understand the question.
Yeah, yes, you did.
Okay.
So I think we have come to the end of your presentation. Thank you very much for keeping to time. Thank you for your resourcefulness. We really do appreciate. And I want everybody to unmute the mic and just say thank you as Zainab bows out and proceed to the next session.
Thank you, Savia. Zainab.
Sure.
Thank you, Zainab.
Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much, Zainab.
Thank you.
Taxi.
Sorry, sorry,
Thank
good
you.
afternoon. So is this the, okay, this is 5:30 already.
So we are going to
Thank
the
you.
last section now, please.
Okay.
All right, a quick announcement. The recording of this, the recording of all the 3 sessions will be available on YSCN Lagos YouTube page as soon as possible. That's 1. 2, we're going to also get across to us the presentations, so we can still go through them again. And if you also want to reach out to the speakers, their LinkedIn profile, you can reach out to them on LinkedIn. Their name is what they also use as their LinkedIn name, so it is easy for you to reach out to them. So thank you once again, and we now proceed to the last session. So the last session is going to be taken by Mr. Ridwan Wahid, and he's going to be speaking on evaluating your documents and your results, and also requirements for scholarships. And to bring it in, Miss Oredola Rachel is going to be taking his profile. Rachel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay, you can come in now.
All right, so I'm going to be taking the citation for Mr. Ridwan Wahid. Mr. Ridwan Wahid is an international master's student in cartography and an Erasmus Mundus scholar. This prestigious joint program is offered by 4 renowned universities where he is currently enrolled: the Technical University of Munich, Germany, the Technical University of Vienna, Austria, the Technical University of Dresden, Germany, and the University of Twente, Netherlands. Ridwan holds a national diploma and a Bachelor of Science degree in Surveying and Geoinformatics from Kwara State University and the University of Ilorin, Nigeria, respectively. Upon post-graduation, he commenced his professional journey with Opeloyeru Survey Consult Limited as a junior surveyor, where he received comprehensive training as a pupil surveyor. Presently, Ridwan is furthering his studies at the Technical University of Vienna. In parallel, he works with the Austrian Federal Office of Metrology and Surveying, contributing to the digitization of the cadastral system. Beyond his academic and professional pursuits, Ridwan is active on social media, particularly on X, and enjoys staying fit by spending time in the gym. Thank you.
Mr. Ridwan Wahid, you cannot come in, sir. You're highly welcome, and you can take over now, sir.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. First of all, I would like to mention that what a great presentation by my colleagues, Elias and Zainab. I really enjoyed your presentation. It was really insightful. And I would like to say big kudos to the YSN Lagos for putting this together. It is really a great initiative. I really wish we had this during our time as well. So yeah, my presentation will be a little bit short because to be honest, I've been having exams and traveling around, for presentations and all for the past 1 week. But yeah, let's get into it. So good day, everyone. My name is Ridwan Wahid, and I'm delighted to be here today as part of the YSN Scholarship Clinic 2.0 organized by the Young Saviors Network. So today I will be discussing the necessary requirements and evaluation criteria for securing scholarships. So my goal is to provide you with valuable insights that will help you in your scholarship application journey. So in this presentation, I will, oh my God, please, can you grant me access to share my screen? I thought I did already. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
No, we can't yet.
Okay. What about now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So in this presentation, I will cover three main topics, which is number one, understanding scholarship requirements. Number two, evaluating your eligibility. And number three, necessary documentations and processes. By the end of this session, you will have a clear understanding of how to prepare and position yourself effectively for scholarship opportunities. So understanding scholarship requirements, I mean, you just don't see a scholarship and just, you know, dive into it and start applying. No, you have to understand what the scholarship is all about, the objective of the scholarship, and most importantly, you have to understand if the scholarship is for you. So my colleague Elias have already explained all of this, but I will quickly talk a bit about them again. So scholarship can be broadly categorized into four types. Merit-based, which is awarded based on academic or other achievements. This scholarship includes Erasmus Mundus. I know particularly because I'm an Erasmus scholar that Erasmus is merit-based. Commonwealth, as well as Chevening. Then there is a need-based scholarship that is given to students who demonstrate financial needs, such as the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship and then the DAD Scholarship. Then there is field-specific scholarship that is targeted towards students in specific field of study, such as the National Society of Black Engineers Scholarship and the American Chemical Society Scholarship Fund. Then there is assistantship, which is most common in North America. This includes teaching assistantship and graduate assistantship. Although not strictly considered a scholarship in the traditional sense, but it provides student financial support in exchange for teaching and research duties. So why there are some characteristics with scholarship, they have distinct features. It is more accurate to consider them a unique category of financial aid that combines elements of scholarship and employment, like my colleague mentioned. So common requirement for this scholarship includes academic records, which is your transcripts, a record of all your the courses you took during your bachelor's, then letters of recommendation, references from your professors, from your employers, then personal statement. This is an easy explaining your goals and qualification. It is important to thoroughly read and understand the specific criteria for each scholarship you are applying to ensure you meet all these necessary requirements. As we dive deeper into this presentation, I will be talking more about this requirement. So evaluating your eligibility, like I mentioned in the previous slides, you have to understand the kind of scholarship you are applying to. If let's say for instance you your strength is in your academic results, which is your CGPA, then you want to I mean you can apply to any of these scholarships because you can have a good results, extracurricular activities, leadership role, research experience, all of these combined. But you want to know which one is your core strength. So if you have a very good result, like you have like a first class, you have a 2-1, then you want to apply to merit-based scholarship like the Erasmus Mundus, then I know very well that what do they call it? Chevening and Commonwealth, they are very big on leadership potential and you know, past experiences working on community projects and stuff. Then extracurricular activities as well. Then leadership roles. What are the leadership position where you lead a team? You manage projects and you contributed significantly to community development. So if you have this kind of experiences, then you want to apply to scholarships that their objective is more focused on leadership skills and potential. Then research experience as well. This is more peculiar to I think North American universities, because in Europe motivation is more emphasis is more placed on motivation than research experience. So for research experience, showcase any research work relevant to your field. This is particularly important for research focused scholarship. So you want to ensure that your profile aligns with the scholarship objective to increase your chances of success. Like I mentioned before, you are not limited in any way to a specific scholarship. I just want to let you know that you have to identify your strength. Like for instance, when I was applying to scholarships, there are specific scholarships that I don't even bother to apply to, because during my bachelor's, I had no, I wasn't participating in school politics. Neither was I leading projects and stuff. But I think the little leadership experience I had was from group projects and all, which wasn't, which I don't think it is enough to apply for a scholarship that is that places more emphasis on leadership experience and potential, like Chevening and Commonwealth. So I knew that my strength was because I graduated with the first class. So I knew that is where my strength lies, in academic excellence. So I specifically applied to merit-based scholarship, especially the Erasmus Mundus programs. So aligning your profile with scholarship objective means tailoring your application to highlight the qualities, achievements, and experience that match what the scholarship committee is looking for. And each scholarship has specific goals, whether it is supporting academic excellence, fostering leadership, encouraging community service, and advancing research in particular field. So your application should demonstrate how you meet these goals and why you are an ideal candidate for the scholarship. So you want to understand the mission and goals of the scholarship program you are applying to, or the scholarship provider. So you want to identify key criteria and values emphasized by the scholarship providers, then you want to make sure you match your strengths. You want to reflect on your achievements, experiences, and strength, and match it to that objectives and values. You want to select those that are best matched to the scholarship objective. So you highlight your experiences in your CV and in your personal statement. You use specific examples that demonstrate how you meet the scholarship criteria, and you also want to show your commitment to the field and of course, to the cause of the scholarship support. So what are the necessary documentation and processes that is required to apply for this scholarship? So commonly required document includes, I recently added international passports, of course, because I realized that a lot of scholarship applicants don't realize this, that you cannot even apply for this scholarship without an international passport. It was a mistake I made during my application, my first application period as well. I thought it was something I could do later on after getting the scholarship. Then I got a shocker when I started applying for this scholarship. And in fact, it is part of the first thing you feel. They ask for your name and stuff, then they ask for your passport number and stuff. Then that was when I realized that, oh, so I need an international passport to apply for a scholarship. Then a curriculum vitae, you need a detailed resume highlighting your academic and professional achievements, like my colleague explained. I will be going into detail. Then statement of purpose as well. So this is an easy that outline your goals, your motivation, and why you deserve the scholarship. I'm sure that at this point in the presentation, you've learned one or two from the presentation of my colleagues on how to write a good statement of purpose. Then transcripts, your official academic record. You don't, at this point of the application, you do not really need an official transcript yet. I think for many of us, we got our unofficial transcripts, on the day of our graduation. I can speak for those that graduated from the University of Ilorin. So you need this transcript for the application when writing to professors, when submitting your application. Then English proficiency, you have to demonstrate that you are very proficient in English. For some programs, they consider Nigeria as a native English speaker, while for some programs, they require you to submit a proficiency letter. I mean, a proficiency letter from your university, or you take a standardized test like the IELTS or the TOEFL exam. But I would say that for most programs that I know, they accept university letter. For me, I am not a fan of, I'm not a fan. We don't have a lot in this part of the world that we come from. We don't have a lot of money to take these standardized tests, and they are quite expensive. And I know that for most of us, we are recent graduates, fresh graduates, and we want to save money as much as possible. So I think a university proficiency letter is enough. You can get that from your university. Different universities have different way of obtaining this. For University of Ilorin, you have to approach the Senate, write to them, and they And they've standardized the process now. You can now apply for your transcript online, as well as your English proficiency letter online as well. I think it costs about, for each of them, it costs about 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira, as at the last time I had the information. But yeah, you can take IELTS and TOEFL as well. Then standardized tests like GRE. This is more applicable to North American universities. I would encourage that you take this, especially for especially if you are targeting top ranking universities in the US, and most especially for HND holders as well. I encourage you to take GRE, and because a very good and high GRE score supports your application. And remember, you are competing with several candidates across the world. Candidates with very good profile, and you want to make sure that you put forward your best foot as well. For me personally, I'm not a fan of taking standardized tests, but yes, I encourage you to take GRE. Then letters of recommendation. Well, why not all program request for this? A lot of programs request for letters of recommendation, and you will be needing minimum of 2 letters of recommendation. And I think some programs request for minimum of 3. You can get these from your professors, and you can also get these from your employers as well. You can also get it from any professional group you belong to, like the YSN. So this part specifically, I would advise that you get this from your supervisors, your bachelor's thesis. You can't hear me? Hello?
Hello, we can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Oh, okay. So for someone is saying they can't hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So talking about letters of recommendation, I would encourage you to you approach your supervisors from your bachelor's. I think they are in better position. They are in better position. Can you hear me? Okay, I think let me.
Yes, I can hear you from here.
You can hear me. Somebody
Yes.
saying they can't hear me.
I think the person is on another call.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
not here. I think the person is on another call.
Okay, yeah, thank you for clarifying that. So moving on, then research proposal as well. Like I said before, for research proposal, for most scholarship I know in Europe, they don't request for this. This is more applicable when you are applying to schools in North America, and specifically when you're applying for PhD programs. I think I know from several programs I applied to in Europe, I don't think I had any need to submit a research proposal. But yes, if North America is your target, then be sure that you will be submitting a research proposal, especially if you're applying for a PhD program. So obtaining and verifying documents, you because different countries, different regions use different grading system, like my colleague explained, I think earlier. He mentioned this, difficulty for reviewers trying to compare, your the grading system from the region you are coming from with their own grading system. So you will be needing to do this WES evaluation. Of course, it is not necessary for all application. So what is WES? It stands for World Education Services. It is a WES evaluation is a comprehensive assessment of your foreign academic credentials to determine the equivalency to US and Canadian standard. And I think WES is more applicable to North American universities, the US, and in Canada as well. So why is a WES evaluation needed? Educational, like I mentioned before, educational system vary widely across countries and regions. So this makes it challenging for institutions, organizations in the US and Canada to accurately understand and compare foreign academic qualifications. So a WES evaluation bridges this gap by providing a standard and reliable assessment. And I also think they also add to the authenticity of your result. So in Europe, for most applications, you can apply directly with your transcript with your document. You don't need to do evaluation. But for my own program, International Masters in Cartography, I was required to do some verifying and evaluation. I think I used UniAssist. What they basically did, just like the WES evaluation, they evaluate your credentials to make sure that they meet up to the minimum requirement, and if you qualify to apply to any German universities, and I think it also extends to some other European universities as well. So I will be showing you an example of using my program website. Yes. So as you can see on the screen, this is my program website, the International Masters in Cartography. So they mentioned that you have to have a background in discipline like cartography, geoinformation, geography. Like my colleague mentioned, you don't have to limit yourself. There is a lot of programs with your background. There's a lot of programs you can apply to. I mean, of course, this is cartography. As someone new to scholarship and graduate school, you would think, okay, maybe only someone with background in surveying and geoinformatics alone can apply to it. No. As you can see, they mentioned that people from geography, geodesy, geology, computer science can apply. That is exactly how it applies to you too as well. You can apply to variety of programs, geospatial technology. I recall that there is Copernicus, Digital Earth. You can apply to program like geoinformation and environmental modeling. Then, like I explained before, English language proficiency. So they mentioned that one of the following English language tests is required: IELTS, TOEFL, and stuff. And they mentioned that you are considered to be proficient in English, and you do not need to provide English language test score if you are a native English speaker. For this, some universities or some programs, they have a list on their website whereby they list countries that are considered native English speakers. For some, Nigeria is included, and for some, Nigeria is not. Then your previous education was taken in English, then in this case, an English proficiency letter from your university is sufficient, which is exactly what I did. I did not take any standardized test. I use an English proficiency letter from my university to apply. Then selection of course participants is based on motivation and talent. I need to mention that I think after I got into my program, we had a dinner. We had a dinner with our professors to get to know each other and members of the faculty as well. Then I asked my professor, I think two of them, I asked them that because I think no, they asked me for that. How did I feel when I got their email that I've been selected for this program and I got a scholarship? I mean, I was so happy, I was so excited. And then in return, I asked them that why was I selected for this scholarship? And I had a particular reason for saying that, for asking that question, because some guys reach out to me. They also applied to this particular program the same year that I applied. These guys, they had 5 publications, 3 publications, very good and amazing, profile. And I think even one of them is a lecturer at the University of, I can't remember. So what my professor mentioned was that, well, for us, all of this is not publication and the likes is not what we are looking for. What we are looking for is someone that is strongly motivated, someone that is strongly motivated. Motivated and has demonstrated a good potential to complete this course and several other reasons like that. So basically, the reason why I'm telling you this is that don't feel intimidated. I mean, you will see other people with very amazing profile, 5 publications, 2 publications. Like for me, I had no publications when I applied to my program. It was just my motivation letter. And for my program, there is no, for most of this program, after for the final selection, you are requested for an interview and stuff. But for me, no. And then I also want to mention that you should pay particular attention when writing your motivation letter, because because I asked them about English proficiency as well. I asked them about interview, that for most of the programs I applied to, I was invited for an interview. But for this program, I just got an email that I've been selected and stuff. Why don't you guys conduct an interview? And they were like, no, we think it is unnecessary. Whatever information we need about you, we can get them in your motivation letter. And even for your English proficiency as well, we can assess the level of your English proficiency from your motivation letter. This is not to say, or this is not to encourage you to use big grammars when writing your motivation letter. No, don't use big grammars. Don't try to impress them with big grammars. Be very clear and articulate in whatever you are writing in your thing.
Sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
We're pressed for time. I just wanted to remind you, sir.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, sir. I thought I was going to add a very short presentation. So moving forward, so there is how will I say it? Most times people do ask that some programs ask for motivation letter, some statement of purpose, and why some ask for personal statement. Well, I would say that for most times they are often used interchangeably. And for motivation letter, this focus primarily on your future goals and aspiration. It outlines why you are applying to a specific program, how it aligns with your career goals and what you hope to achieve. While statement of purpose is more broad, it provides a broader overview of your academic and professional background, research interests, and career goals. So it delves deeper into your motivation for pursuing the program, your research experience, and how the program fits into your long-term plan. And for personal statement, it reflects on your personal experiences, values, and how they have shaped your academic and career goals. And most often time, they are more narrative based, showcasing your personality and unique experiences. So some tips about documentation. So you want to ensure that your documents are in order and easily accessible. And for presentation tip, you want to make sure that you use a professional CV format and you are professional in writing your SOP as well. Be clear and be very concise. Then you ensure completeness. You double check that you have all your documents. You check that all documents are included and nothing is missing. So in conclusion, I would say that securing a scholarship requires a strategic approach that involves understanding the specific requirements, accurately evaluating your eligibility, and meticulously preparing your document. I don't want to take much time again. Thank you for your attention, and I will be taking questions now.
Thank you very much, sir. That was an awesome value-packed session, and we are so blessed by it. I think someone asked a question during Mr. Elias' presentation. He said, that was Akomitosin. He said, regarding standardized tests, which tests would you advise if you're going for geo-specialized courses? I think you should have answered that in your presentation.
Yeah, I mean, I can answer that again. Well, I do not think there is a specific standardized test you need to take to apply to geospatial programs. Most of these programs require similar thing. Most especially for English proficiency, which is the IELTS. And if you are applying to North American universities, that would be GRE. Of course, it is not important, but then you have to assess your application, and these tests can support your application, because most times when the viewers are evaluating your application, they do something like a point-based assessment, whereby they say, okay, this person graduated with a first class, that will be 5 points. This person have an amazing CV, that will be 5 points. Good statement of purpose, 5 points. So, and sometimes like that, after the whole evaluation, and they have slot for 5 people, and they have already gotten 4 people, and for the 5th position, there are like about 3 other people that had the same point. So this is where these things come in. This standardized, they're like a GRE. Okay, this person have a GRE and they have a very good I result. So you have that advantage over someone that doesn't have this GRE, or maybe the program says, well, recommendation letter is not important, but still yet you submitted the recommendation letter. So you have that advantage over someone that doesn't submit a recommendation letter, and in that case, you will be considered for the 5th slot. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you very much. You might just need to confirm this. Someone asked for the expiry for TOEFL, GRE, and SAT, and the answer was between 2 to 5 years. Can you confirm that, sir?
I think GRE is 5 years, while for English standardized test like IELTS is 2 years.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
I think I don't know if you want to answer this. He said, where's the next batch of Erasmus Mundus scholarship application? When will it commence?
Mostly it starts in most programs open their portal in September, but I would advise you to start preparing your documents right from now. If you don't have your international passport yet, you want to apply for that now and make sure it is ready, by the time this program starts taking in application. So yeah, from September, and for most programs, their application are mostly open for 2 months and 3 months. For my program, particularly, my program portal opens in January until the mid of March. No, it extends beyond that. But if you submit your application before 15th of March, you are automatically be considered for scholarship. But anything beyond that, then you are applying as a self-funded student.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think that will be all for now. So everyone, can you just unmute your mic and say a very big thank you to Mr. Ridwan White in 1 minute. You can unmute your mic, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Ridwan.
Thank you, sir. Very much, sir.
Mr. Ridwan.
Okay. Thank you once again, sir. We really appreciate your presence here. And we hope to see you whenever we call upon you again. We understand that you are quite busy, but we'd love you to help us out anytime we reach out to you. Thank you, sir. At your convenience.
Definitely.
All right. Right now we have come to the end of today's webinar, and we will be keeping this to the next time we'll meet. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate everyone who has made it here. I want to thank our speakers. Despite their busy schedule, they created time to just put us into their schedule. Thank you very much, Mr. Elias Adediran. Thank you, Saka Zainab. Thank you, Mr. Ridwan White. And I will be calling upon the state chair in person of Sobio Adediji Adegoke to give his farewell remark. Sobio Goke, can you hear me, sir? State chair, sir, can you hear me? I think he's on the call, but I don't know if he's here.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay, sir, over to you, sir.
All right. I mean that I was struggling with getting back to the app and all. So thank you very much to our speakers. We do not take this great enlightenment for granted. Thank you. Elias Adediran has always been there for us. Thank you very much, Elias Adediran. Thank you very much, Wahid Ridwan. My own runaway crush that decided not to check on me anymore. Saka Zainab, thank you very much. All of this has been a great eye opener, and I'm sure that most of us are not left the same way we were before the webinar started. Thank you so much, right? And then to the committee that came up with this, the scholarship committee, thank you very much, Vera, Samuel, and everybody on the committee. Thank you so much. And then to all of the experts here, and then our members, YSN, thank you very much. We appreciate all of this. And then we look forward to you going back to your space. For those who want to apply for scholarship, please go ahead. It is beautiful. You would I know you get exposed to a lot of better knowledge and all of those things outside the country, and then be sure that this information that not information that we've got, the information is gotten in the footnote. Again, thank you, YSN Lagos, for organizing this, and then peace out.
All right, Sal, thank you very much. So we have come to the end of the program. And just a quick reminder, this session was recorded and is going to be available as soon as possible on our YSN Lagos official YouTube page. And peradventure, when eventually you get the scholarship you're applying for, please, you can do well to also comment in that YouTube on that YouTube page to share your maybe Thanksgiving or testimony about how you were able to batch the scholarship. So thank you once again. And before we go, I would like everyone to turn on their camera. You can switch on your video now so we can just take a group picture. Thank you. Mr. Sam, are you ready for us? Mr.
Yes,
Sam?
sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay. At a count of 10. Are we ready? Are we good to go?
I'm still waiting for just okay.
Okay, let's count 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can take the picture and let me know when you take it.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Are you good?
So, I've taken the first slide, second one. Okay.
Okay.
Oma, how you doing?
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
And-
Thank you, Samuel. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
you can do some catching up if you want to. You can do some catching up.
Thank you.
Our fine stay here. Thank you, sir, for the privilege. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, you're going down to cross on me to pay money. You cannot cross on me and not pay money. I'm actually, if you are, if you have any sensor daughter,
Some people are in the bush on Sunday like this, so
imagine. Some of us are just we're all good anyway. All of us will make our life fast.
amen. By God's grace.